Hey, Zombro fans, we're also twice back here for yet another wonderful week of Zombros action. We are touring the stars, or rather Europe. We're on our European tour. Oh yeah, we're live, 100% live. Definitely real.
We're coming to you live from Europe. We brought our bedrooms along with us.
Yes, it was quite the purchase. John Hammond, we spared no expense on this trip for sure.
Well, that's where all the Patreon money went to purely just moving our bedrooms to Europe.
Definitely not the flights or the car or the hotel rooms and all that other stuff.
Or the strippers.
Oh god, yeah, definitely all about the strippers.
Thank you, ultra rare patrons, for the strippers. Thanks to you. 2 full weeks.
Much appreciated.
A trip for 6.
I don't know how I'm gonna make it with you guys with 12 days. I really don't.
It won't be that.
Right, I'm hoping in person you just don't take the piss out of me 24/7. I'm wondering how long it is until you're just like, Reed's not fun. Like, it's got to be within 3 or 4 hours of us like finally getting.
I mean, that was pretty much when we were in LA. You and Adam just sit there and mope around
and enjoy our lives.
I would say mope around would be a better way to put it.
Me and Adam had a great time. That's half the reason I want to go to ZWC is just to see Adam. Like, I'm looking at
Adam said if you're still going, he's canceling, unfortunately. So
is that so? I'll DM him right now and cry about it.
He won't reply. He shadow blocked you.
I'm pretty sure about that. I get that.
See, I've met Reed.
Yes, you have.
And Reed's met me, and Reed's met John, and John's met Reed. I have not met John.
I've never met you, Quinn.
Yeah.
So
this will be interesting.
This is where problems could arise.
I think
that would be hilarious if John.
We just don't get along.
Well, completely. I'm worried quite the opposite, that you get along so well that I'm just pissed the entire time.
I think Reed. I think you and I got fine. We got on fine.
Yeah, we were all right. Yep.
No real. I didn't feel the need to murder you at all at any point, which was.
Did
nice.
I snore in my sleep? By the way.
I don't remember.
Good, right? So I never thought this is something super. Like I have never snored in my life. My ex never told me I snored. My parents told me I never snored. I was very confident. I had one redeeming quality about myself, that I don't snore. And I'm saying this one time during like a super dark night, we're all making dark jokes and all this stuff. And I'm actually being truthful and being like, hey, I don't snore. And my friend that went to E3 with me last year, he goes, actually you do. I'm like, what? Like this, it's totally trivial, totally not a big deal. This was like the one thing though that I thought I had.
Why the hell is your definition of a dark joke? I don't snore.
No. It was, we were talking about other like features of like ex-girlfriends and past shit and death and all that. And then this came up in that conversation where everyone's talking about miserable shit and just like, hey, the one thing I got going for me is I don't snore. And my friend's like,
see, I never shared a room growing up. Like, I always had my own room. So then when I went to college and I had a roommate for the first time, he told me I talk in my sleep sometimes. So that was a new discovery. So I think I snore occasionally. It's like a I don't know how it works.
I could snore occasionally. Maybe then he starts making excuses because I was so like, you gotta be kidding. Can't give me anything. All right. I thought I finally had something, and he's just like, maybe he has noise canceling headphones on, and he said he could hear me snoring. I'm like, what the fuck? When have I ever done that?
Is not snoring really that wonderful of a quality that you?
Well, it is, because you annoy the shit out of people.
Like, do you put it on your Tinder profile and everything? Like,
no, it's on my Tinder profile.
But
it's not true, but it's on.
I know at least my parents and 2 other parents that on my block, they don't sleep in the same rooms because of how bad the snoring is. So, what do you?
Well, this is going to be 2. This is going to be 2 weeks of each other. Like, this isn't. This isn't 4 days like GWC.
It's not 2 weeks. It's like 11 days.
It's 10 days. All right. Well, actually, it's
10 days.
Right.
10 days and 2 travel days. 10 days and 2 travel days.
But I do see you on JFK on Saturday. So I guess I see you for 11 days. Up until. I even see you on the other day because we get off at the same plane. I see you 12 days.
It's only gonna be us. There's no one else. Like, if we're like, all right, I need a breather from Reed's bitchiness, or a breather from Quinn never shutting the hell up, or blasting sticks, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not an option. You're stuck with us. What's gonna happen? Well, only one will make it back.
I think so.
The Zombros podcast will be canceled by the end of the tour.
That would be great. Like, the Patreon just gone. None of us even address it. We're all still posting videos. We don't talk anymore.
Oh,
That
Quinn,
would, that'd be
me
quite
and
the jump.
so last night, me, Reed, and Nick Zaru were discussing the zombie storyline, and I don't know how we went down this rabbit hole, but we came up with 2 really good ideas.
Oh no,
so
no,
the
no,
first
no,
one-
no! It was not 2. It was not 2. And fuck you.
The first one is the Zombros North American tour. So if we don't kill ourselves, that's an option. The second one, and the better one, is the Zombros Asia tour,
Never happened.
where we
yes.
I think Quinn, you might know where this is going.
I'm already on
We
board.
hit Zetsubo, Shinonuma, and Dai-Rise, and then we just go to a random Chinese city and then just ask people on the street about Call of Duty Online.
Okay, but seriously, Reed, like, memes aside, that would make for an amazing series of videos. Like, we could make a whole series out of it. We could return once a year, find the same people. Like, it would be amazing. Would it not?
We need to be dressed
Become
as
a fan favorite.
we need to be dressed as offensive as possible too.
I want nothing.
Like we need to be in a full gi. We need a straw hat on, a Fu Manchu.
No, like, we need to go to, like, I think that outfit I found at Walmart is the best outfit for
Dude.
intercontinental wear. Tank top, it says America
Intercontinental
on the
wear.
back, a huge eagle, guns
Dude.
crossed each other.
There was a onesie. I went to Target with my family, and I was just picking up some extra shorts. They started coming over with shit just to be like, Reed, you should take this on your tour. It was a complete America onesie, American flag, and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god. I would just get. I don't know if I wore that to China. I don't know how long it would take before someone would. It wouldn't be 3 hours before someone would be like, sir, please change.
Can I wear my Budweiser jacket? That's what I was gonna wear.
Well,
It's
Budweiser-
huge, bright red, says
Bud-
Budweiser on the back.
Well,
Can I wear
there,
that?
you might get away with that one because
Beer.
Budweiser is a European beer.
But
Is
it's
it?
red, white, and blue,
Yeah,
and has
last
an eagle
time.
on it.
So
Does that count?
when I was in Europe 2 weeks ago, I actually drove through the town of Budweiser. It's called Budvar now, but originally actually comes from the Czech Republic.
Really?
So you might be able to get
I
away with the
think,
Budweiser jacket.
I mean, it's like a Dale Earnhardt shirt. Dale Earnhardt jacket.
Oh, well, that the Dale Earnhardt might.
So I
By
feel
the
like
way-
that might cancel out the European.
Does anybody know that Czech Republic renamed themselves to Chechnya, and no one?
Chechnya or something like that.
Right, something I
The
can't.
problem
I'm
is
sorry.
Chechnya is hard
No
to
one
say.
cares. Yeah, everyone just keeps calling it the Czech Republic. Even the Czech Republic, the government's like, we're no longer the Czech Republic, but if you need to call us the Czech Republic because it's confusing, totally okay.
Or
Why change it?
my grandfather who refuses to accept that the Czech Republic and Slovakia are 2 independent nations now.
Oh Jesus!
Like at one point we were in Prague outside like the main
Yeah.
palace, and he goes up to one of the guards and starts talking to him, and mentions Czechoslovakia, and the guard was like, "No more Czechoslovakia. It's not Czechoslovakia." And no matter how many times I would ask him, I'd say, "Pop, what country are we in?" And he'd say Czechoslovakia, and I'm like, "It's the Czech like you'll upset people if you call it that."
That is some old people shit right there.
Now, when I was in elementary school, I remember we learned all the European countries, and maybe we had some ancient books, but it was still Czechoslovakia then too. That's what we learned.
I don't know.
Didn't Russia, Czechoslovakia, wasn't that post?
No, I'm sure.
I gotta
it
look this
wasn't
up.
that point. I just mean,
Czechoslovakia
the books we
broke
were
up.
learning from.
I think it was 95 or 93.
Oh yeah, probably the Iron Curtain. That would make sense actually.
Czechoslovakia.
93, yeah, just after the Iron Curtain. They fell in 91.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
93.
been like 20 something years.
So then, Quinn, you're 97 baby, 98 baby.
98, baby.
Are you
So
sure
then
you're not thinking
probably
of?
5th or 6th grade. You're learning this, right?
No, I was definitely. I mean, didn't you see that? Did you see that Twitter moment the other day?
I don't check those ever. Everyone gets so upset by them. I never see that.
Where this girl still had a textbook, and in the cover of the textbook, it was Jeff Goldblum's textbook back when he was in school. It was that old. Like when I was in middle school, yeah, we had books that were just like falling apart at the seams.
Well,
Man,
that's the quality education you get in Wisconsin.
Hey.
Yeah, that is. You gotta update those books. There's some.
No, don't.
You know, I'll tell you, the books in Pennsylvania much better.
Some pretty biased writing in there,
Well,
even the
all
ones
right.
in New York.
The
But my
books
book
in-
was owned. My book was owned by Laura Ingalls Wilder. So, doesn't that make it worth it? You guys don't know who Laura Ingalls is?
No.
What is wrong with you two?
I feel like
so
Quinn,
many
half
people
your
have
textbooks
existed.
just
Oh
have to
my-
be about cheese curds.
Laura Ingalls Wilder. How?
I'm
How?
Googling her.
How do you guys
Says
not know who
names
she
like I'm
is?
supposed to know this. Well, I see it. Oh, I see it. She's definitely somebody.
Is she related to Gene Wilder?
Yeah, Willy Wonka. Yeah, they're.
Little House on the Prairie.
Known for little. Okay.
All right.
How have you guys never like read the Little House on the Prairie books growing up?
Clearly,
I don't know.
it's our state. That's totally it.
Those were like the
I bet
staples
I have
growing
my.
up.
That's
We
'cause
have our
she's a
people that were
Wisconsin.
big to New York, right? Exactly.
She's
Who
a
are your people that were
Wisconsinite.
big to Wisconsin?
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yeah.
That's it. Growing up, like
Oh,
that was.
fuck off! Come
she
on, you
was
gotta
the
have somebody
shit.
better than that.
What do you mean, like celebrities?
No.
Laura Ingalls Wilder is
history.
your only
There's people
celebrity.
beyond celebrities that matter.
The only
to your
celebrities in
history.
Wisconsin that matter are the Green Bay Packers.
There aren't many people are like from like this area that ever like went on to do anything of any sort of note.
Oh God! Did you study like Native Americans at all? Because we had like the Iroquois,
No,
the
when I-
Algonquin, and all
I
that.
That's the thing. When I went to South Dakota for a year, that was where I got exposed to so much of that. Because South Dakota, like, there's so many reservations around there.
Yeah.
I mean, in Wisconsin, you go to a school,
Is there even New York reservations? I'm pretty sure
everyone's white.
No
That's
way,
it.
no way. There's a reservation in New York. I refuse to believe there's one. No way.
Andrew Jackson would not stand for
He
that.
would not allow that.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked you guys never heard of her. Like 30 miles away, you can go visit like the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum, where
Quinn, I'll name you some famous,
There's
some
gotta be.
famous
That's right.
Philadelphians, and you tell me if you recognize them. All right.
There's a list.
We'll start with Benjamin Franklin.
yes, I have heard of that
Well,
guy.
yeah.
He was
Well,
in National Treasure, right? That guy?
No. You're
About his glasses?
yeah.
Don't you remember that part in National Treasure?
Mm-hmm.
They pull the glasses from the brick and
Yeah,
they're Ben
they was
Franklin's
in the
glasses.
where was it? It was in Independence Hall where they signed the Declaration.
That's really what like brought him into the forefront of history, right?
All right, next
Nicolas
famous
Cage's National Treasure.
Philadelphian, a Rocky Balboa.
Yes.
Not a real person.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
No,
but
he's not.
you're from a big city. Like around this part of Wisconsin, there's like no one. Like if you
Yeah.
go over to like Madison, like we have like Chris Farley, but
No. Again, not celebrities, historical people.
from
Like-
Wisconsin?
Do you have
Wisconsin-
anybody?
On the spectrum, Wisconsin's a pretty new state.
Yeah,
Like, it's
you know,
not-
you're totally fair. 100%.
How new is Wisconsin?
Is it 1868? Is that right?
Scrub.
That sounds about right. Were you part of the purchase? What was it called?
Louisiana.
1848.
48. Louisiana Purchase? Was that when you guys got involved?
1848. You guys are pre-Civil War. You got in.
Yeah,
You've been around for a while.
there's 120 plus years for the 13 original colonies at that point. You said 48?
Yeah, but-
120?
okay, not 100. No, I'm sorry, the other way,
Less
you're
than
right.
75 years.
Yeah. I
You're
thought
not,
it was.
you're not that old.
But when Wisconsin was founded, like there
80
weren't
something.
not many people had moved up.
All right, I'm on the list.
This
I'm on
far,
the.
quite
I'm on
yet.
50states.com. List of famous Wisconsinites.
All right. Number 1, Chris Farley.
Don Amchie. I don't know him. Roy Chapman Andrews. John Bardeen. Carrie Catt. Ellen Corby. William Defoe.
You mean
That's
Willem
an actor.
Dafoe?
Oh,
Green
God.
Goblin. Changing history.
Oh, there's Chris Farley.
Has there been a president from Wisconsin yet? Or are you guys
Ooh,
spreading out?
Harry Houdini.
Okay.
Look at this. Step aside, Ben Franklin.
To be honest, I'm scrolling over a lot of names.
Let me look at this. I would probably recognize them more.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Georgia O'Keeffe, like in Breaking Bad, when Jane takes. You guys remember that? I'm not gonna. It's a little inappropriate. I don't recognize Willem Dafoe. I know him.
That's about it.
Laura Ingalls Wilder from Pepin. Yes.
All right, I'm on the MilwaukeeMagazine.com. 35 celebrities you didn't know were from Wisconsin. Oprah, apparently.
Oprah.
Really?
I don't
That's pretty
believe-
big.
I don't believe
Oprah's
that.
pretty great.
How is she not on this list though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why is she on this
Yeah,
list
that
but
doesn't
not
make
that
sense.
one?
She probably moved there for a week then. What?
No, she's from Missouri. This says.
Oh, Heather Graham and Mark Ruffalo. Look at this.
Again, actors.
Yeah, Gene Wilder is from Milwaukee. Maybe they are related, John.
Yeah, maybe they are.
What state has turned out the most presidents? My buddy always told
Virginia.
me Ohio.
It's got to be Virginia or Kentucky.
The original
no, his
RoboCop is
died.
from Wisconsin.
Look at here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 presidents or vice presidents from New York.
Pennsylvania, I know, is slacking in the president department.
Dan Harmon is from Wisconsin. Look at this. We got some good people.
Senators,
Zack Snyder. Okay, actually, I don't want to.
Entertainment just goes on and on and on.
According to the History Channel.
Comedians, humorous entertainers. Howard Stern. Hey, Denzel. Yeah,
Howard Stern's from New York?
Yeah, New York's got everybody. It's stupid how many people.
Well, yeah, because you have New York City.
Yeah, it is. Agreed.
Like
Here's our big name. The guy who played Sloth in the Goonies. He's from Wisconsin.
But to be fair, like New York State is huge compared to just New York City. So,
Man, I'm disappointed. I thought we'd have at least a few like big names.
Art, literature, journalism. Let's see. Is there anybody on here? That's kind of what I was looking for. Anderson Cooper, Bob Costas.
Oh, are you on Wikipedia?
Oh, Pennsylvania has one name that none of you will ever be able to top.
Oh, yeah?
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
And Amanda Seyfried, but that's just a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, when it comes to history, we have like... There's not a single name here I recognize.
Kevin Bacon.
Again, yeah. New York was 1776, part of the independence, and then even before that, when was New York established as a colony? Welcome to the history lesson. This is how you get Reed to get derailed.
That's gotta be like.
We'll get back to zombies in a second here.
That's gotta be like the 1600s.
My hometown was named after the first guy to die in the Civil War, but
Quinn,
he wasn't even from Wisconsin.
Quinn, how many astronauts are from Wisconsin?
Wikipedia.
1624. So you were.
Would you like me to read the 13 Pennsylvanian astronauts?
13? Ohio? I thought Ohio.
Are there any like big names?
No.
Yeah, but us neither. We don't have anyone.
I was just looking. I'm just looking through the list of famous Pennsylvanians is broken down into several categories, and astronauts is one of them. That's the only reason I mentioned that.
We've got a lot of big athletes. That's not surprising though.
I'm looking through the athletes right now. I actually don't recognize that many of them.
We got a shit ton. We had Joe DiMaggio was just one of them. Again, New York City.
Yeah, I feel like New York.
So, by the way, New York State was established in 1624. So Quinn, it was 1820 when Louisiana Purchase, or when Wisconsin got involved.
Louisiana Purchase was around 1800.
Okay, so then it was later then. So 48. That's still about 216 years of history that they got to catch up on. So
I know, but Wisconsin, even after that, it's not like Wisconsin was the hub for anything like that. New York is where everything was happening.
Everything is.
What the hell were people doing in Wisconsin besides just like
Pennsylvania? Though is a pretty big one. Though.
Pennsylvania is.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have more. I'm sure people in comments will absolutely destroy us for this.
Pennsylvania.
How long have we been going on?
Pennsylvania gets.
No, I don't think we've talked about zombies at all.
We've gone on
way too easy.
We're gonna get back to it.
When we're not live, it's way too easy to do this.
It's the most interesting stuff, though. Let me just see.
It's the shit. This is the kind of shit that like keeps you up at night. You're about to go to bed and you're like, what celebrities are from Pennsylvania? And next thing you know, you're on the Wikipedia list. Then like 30 minutes later, suddenly you're on like.
We have the most kind-hearted athlete of them all.
Who?
JJ Watt.
Wow. Guess what the state drink of Pennsylvania
And we have Dwayne Wade. You can't beat that.
All right, guys, take a guess. What do you think the state drink of Pennsylvania is?
Fanta grape.
No. Reed, what's your guess?
I don't know, dude. Root beer?
No, milk.
Oh.
What's our state drink? Wisconsin.
That's pretty strange.
What do we have? Milk. Yeah, damn it. We're milk too.
Who the hell just straight up drinks milk?
What? No, go look at Wikipedia, John. Like all of them are milk. Arkansas, Delaware, Louisiana.
What's your state food?
Okay, that is recording.
Okay, why are the
Quinn? What is your state?
Stop! All right,
it better be cheese curds. No, wait, I need to know this.
Ours is.
I don't know how long.
Ours is the chocolate chip cookie.
It doesn't tell me how long I've been
recording.
Ours? It just glows red. I have no idea.
Reed, we've been going for
how
19.
long we've been on.
19 minutes.
20 minutes. I was worried we were talking for 20 minutes about this.
Wait, is this it? God. Our state food is the Kringle. What is a Kringle?
Kringle?
It's a Scandinavian pastry. A Nordic variety of a pretzel.
Anything I look up is interesting because everyone's just like,
they were introduced by Roman Catholic monks in the 13th century in Denmark. And from there, they spread throughout Scandinavia and evolved into several kinds of sweet, salty, or filled pastries, all in the shape of a Kringle. What is a Kringle?
I don't know, but that's actually really interesting. This isn't fair. I love history.
Is he like famous wide receiver Hingle McCringleberry?
I was thinking Chris Kringle, but
okay. So the brand new things that were announced at E3. Let's talk about what happened at E3. The games that we're excited for from E3. This is the post E3 podcast. 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and we haven't talked about E3 yet.
In 1529, bakers' guilds in Europe fed the local warriors Kringles with permission from the Kringle Guild. What is this? There's some Kringle cult. I need to learn. Can we do a podcast? Can we discuss this on the road?
I'd be fine with that. All right, until you got too much.
This will be a fun road trip podcast.
This was in Europe.
By the way,
let's visit Denmark and visit the Kringle Guild.
I'm just fine with that, roaming and everything. It's part of the plan I already have with my family. It's really strange. Yeah. I kept asking the woman, I'm like, I can just, like, normal. She's like, yeah. I'm like, not going to get charged. She's like, no. I'm like, even from these countries. She's like, yep, you're good.
But I pay like $1 billion a month, so it better be included.
All right, so let's talk E3. That panel with E3. Jason was a mild snooze.
Snooze fest.
For you guys, though, I feel like there's a lot of people that got a lot out of it that are just getting introduced to zombies or haven't been able to talk to the devs. I agree that it's boring if you're us.
Because like I've heard the story of like this is the second time they've given a panel on the story of zombies.
Yeah.
And then I've read about it a million times over. They published an article last week. There've been multiple in the past, or not last week, but like a month ago. This is not groundbreaking stuff. So, and we've talked to the devs before. I mean, Zombie Chronicles. We had plenty of FaceTime with Jason. He's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of stuff we had heard before. Right. There was though some interesting stuff that made it worth it.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that, but I actually want to point out something that you just brought up, and I've started to feel this way that I feel like I've gotten too much time to talk to them already. From what we had with Zombros when we had Jason, from Zombie Chronicles, and from the most recent Black Ops 4 stuff. I'm not sure and this is probably the worst thing in the world to be saying publicly, because Activision's like, well, and you don't have to fucking come out again. But what's left to talk about? Because you guys went in your own ways. You weren't there, and Quinn never came down. But I got to talk with Jason and Craig for like 4 hours. And it's just like, I don't know what, besides creative stuff and little things here and there, I'm not satisfied just being like, oh, you know that one feature in Zombies? Tell me how you made that for the 4,000th time. Like, there's only so much of their creative process and their ideas, and the stuff I'd really want to talk to them about are like what they're writing, what their creativity is. That's what my similar interest would be with these like 40-year-old men.
You know what I've actually been dying to ask Jason, and I've thought about this a lot lately.
What?
I want to ask Jason how it feels to be him, in the sense that, like, so from our perspective as creators, I can put Jason's face and name in a thumbnail and like double the views on a video. Like, videos do significantly better when his name and face are in the video. Yes. Like, what is that like from your perspective, to just be like, to be you and to know that like people can do that? And then like for us, it's there's a little bit of a hustle, but is it weird from being that person?
Yes. Yeah, I have something new to talk to them about. Maybe more their perspective and stuff like that, because that's an awesome
or what is it like to know that like you could say something and then next thing you know, 10 people are going to rush to make a video about it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you really got to watch what you say sometimes.
100%. And that's what took me out of talking with them.
Even at the event last or even at the
Chronicles?
Not Chronicles.
BO4 reveal.
Even at the BO4 reveal, there was stuff that like Jason mentioned offhandedly.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure came up in videos.
Oh, constantly.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh. I made like a week's worth of videos just off what we were talking about in that room.
Like
it's even
like
what you're talking about right now, John, like people taking everything you say, is way worse like for the Battlefront side of things, because they give you like no information, and then that's all you have to work on is like these little cryptic hints and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's as bad with Jason though. It's not even close.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Jason gives a full interview, and while people do take things and sometimes out of context, like if a dev for Battlefront says anything at all, and I'm definitely guilty of this because there's nothing else to cover, because they give you the nice thing with Treyarch is they They give you some actual information too.
Yeah.
They don't rely
Now they
on
do.
that.
Back in the day, it was
That's
terrible.
true.
Oh, back in the day, it was Jimmy
Nowadays,
Zelensky.
I
Jimmy
feel like
Zelensky.
nowadays
But now,
we're getting so much
we-
you can't like pick apart every single sentence.
We talk about how like Jason can't have a normal conversation with us without him saying something that then ends up in 10 videos. Jimmy Zelensky posts a picture of a stop sign. Suddenly DLC 5 has been confirmed.
yeah.
Did Zelensky have Twitter back when like Black
Yeah.
Ops 2
Yes,
was out?
and he was
Yeah, he did.
he was the
That's when I
absolute
got Twitter
worst.
back in 2009.
He was the worst on Twitter.
Oh my god.
But I don't think intentionally.
No,
I think it was
he's
the-
just weird.
I think no. I think it was like he would just be out and about on his day, tweet something he sees cool,
Yeah,
and then
people.
and then we were like, oh shit.
Would you guys like ever want to see him like involved again? Because it wasn't like
At this point, to be honest with
it
you.
wasn't like a bad parting of the ways, right? Like
It was.
I
from
think
what
Oh,
I
it was?
understand. Yeah, from what I understand, and I'm a loser on the internet, so take that with a grain of salt. But from the rumors I've heard from disgruntled people in the past and some of the peers in my community, he was basically witch hunted out of Treyarch. So that was exact phrasing, which has stuck with me. That he was
that
witch hunted
sounds
out.
that sounds super familiar. Where did you hear that?
I'm not telling
Specifically
you,
the word
on the
witch-
podcast.
Okay.
But even past that, there was a recent. I made a video for the 27th that comes out. I was going back to old terrible videos and making fun of them for me, like my breakdowns and predictions of like Derice and Call of the Dead, and I had fun with that. People do those old reacting videos. It up to the Black Ops 2 reveal. Jimmy was there. He was still working on Black Ops 2, and it just like. Or what? It wasn't Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. I'm sorry. It was after that, and just like in between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, he got the boot, even though he was already contributing to these maps. And then they got like a year in, fired him, completely redid all of Zombies, and that's why they only had about a
see
year.
now
and a half of
that is
development.
fascinating. If you ever were what they
Right?
were working on and what
Yeah.
direction they were going to take.
And then that they just dumped it all, and they only had a year. This is why we have so much this time, because we actually had the full 3-year development.
Mm-hmm.
Please excuse me. I gotta turn my air conditioner on.
Well, that and 2 of the maps are remakes.
That is
I don't mind though. I mean, man, I'll be honest. 5 was the last map I expected to get
That's yeah.
remade.
right.
Like 5, I was like, if you would have asked me to place like $1,000 bet on Nuketown being the bonus map, I would have done
Yeah.
it.
Well, did you
I was
see?
like,
Did
it
you
just
see
made
I know
sense.
Quinn, you were in my stream today, or you were in my stream 2 days ago, but you saw my thumbnail, right? The meme.
I don't remember.
It's
oh,
the
was
me-
it
it's the meme-
girl looking at the girl that looks the
Yeah,
same?
the guy
Oh,
who's
yeah.
walking with his girlfriend, and then he's looking at like the
Yeah,
one girl's
yeah, yeah.
ass. And
Oh, was
I
it
had-
Nuketown in 5?
No,
Is
it
that what
was the one girl the guy was looking at was 5, and then
Yeah.
the girl his girlfriend was Die Rise.
Oh, you're disgusting.
And then the guy was Treyarch. But it was like, of all maps, like they haven't even touched the Victus maps yet.
yeah.
I mean, I do
There's a
feel like-
reason, probably.
And
I
but they,
wonder. Do you think they're just gonna do a DLC with like the Victus maps? I could see
Yeah,
that
I would like
happening.
I would like a
now.
Yeah.
Now
like
that
a-
that's all they have left,
Right?
I could see that happening.
well they
Why
still
not?
have, they still
They've
have
done
Call
everything.
of the Dead.
Call of the Dead
Yeah,
Nuketown.
I know
yeah.
not everything, but
They
just
have
about.
they have they could do if they wanted their own little Victus Chronicles.
That's what I was
Mm.
thinking. Maybe they'll do some kind of like Black Ops 2 with those 3 and then Nuketown in there too.
I
That
got
could be
I got
cool.
a comment I got to read on here. I got to feature this guy. I'm going to make a whole video on it as well. Totally going to ruin the video for the whatever. But it's so well thought out, his comment. And then there's another person that has yet another perspective to add about 5 and the location, all that type of stuff. I want to get into that in just a minute. But how about just your reactions to the Ultimus crew coming back? Like, my God, you have no connection to them, Quinn, because you came in an Exo Zombie, so they're just whatevers at this point. So I'm very curious about you as more the modern fan getting this ancient crew, because Zombie Chronicles was so recycled.
This
You
is the
didn't
first time.
experience
This is the
anything
first
great.
time we're getting. This is the first time we're getting Ultimus since Black Ops 1, not counting
Yes,
Chronicles.
it's
However,
2011.
if the like you could the Black Ops 3 Chronicles was the Black Ops 3 Ultimus was not the same Ultimus we got in Black Ops 1.
Agreed. I don't think it is the same crew.
So I
either,
think
too.
I mean not same crew necessarily, but just in terms of like their character.
yeah, you,
Like
you
it felt like a toned down Ultimus.
completely.
That was like
I
that
think-
was what my tweet was about. How they just
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think we'll get the same thing for Surf 5. or
I don't
for
think
classified?
So.
I think so. I think I think they're gonna have to tone down some of the things they say. Like,
They do, but even in the past, when they were just recording BO1, they said about 95% of the stuff they say gets cut because it's so ridiculous and bad when they originally were recording. And obviously, they didn't have the structure they do now, so they have more lines that need to get in there, and much more doesn't get cut. But Craig Houston was telling me a story about how important these roles are for the actors, right? And this is, I think he's fine with me sharing this type of story because it only gives more insight to like Nolan North. He goes to him, he's like, I need this, right? Tell me there's more. When they finished Revelation, she's like, we'll call you if we need you, type of deal. And they're outside, they're getting a cigarette or whatnot, and he's leaving. He's just like, come on, Craig, you got to tell me. Is he coming back? I need this character. It's the character everyone asked me about. It's absolutely my favorite that I play. I need this compared to all the other roles I do.
I'm surprised for a man that does a million voices. Rick Toffin is the one that sticks with him.
Especially the man behind Nathan Drake.
You know,
like,
not that like Rick Toffin's a great character and all, but that man does so many.
Right. So I think he definitely has bonds with Nathan Drake, no doubt about it. But there's something so special that's been crafted that I even was picking up between Craig as he was explaining this to me. There's such a bonding process that happens behind the scenes between the voice actors and the writer, and it's like a special experience for them to be improving and then be like, no, I think this character wouldn't do this line. It's almost like Snape in Harry Potter. You can make that comparison, where Alan Rickman would be like, no, Snape would never do this, or they would have those comments. That's how much.
Well, that was because J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, he was the only one
that
J.K.
Rowling
knew.
told him how Snape was going to end up, and also David Yates had no fucking idea what he's doing. So
sure.
That
But that's it's a connection though that the actors have now gotten to these characters over years of really starting to see the development and care for these characters.
Imagine how neat that is for them though, like getting called in just for like this little part that probably didn't think anything of it, and now it's just 10 years later it's still this huge thing.
Like, well, I always imagine to them it's just another job, Nolan North. Oh, this is my 30th character I've done this month. So I find it surprising they have such a connection.
Well, think about how well Rick Toffin has been developed and how well featured Rick Toffin has been through all of it since the beginning. Out of all the characters, like BO2, Dempsey and them, they weren't until Origins. All those voices, goodbye, right? But Rick Toffin, since Shino Numa, has been in every single map minus specialty maps, right? Even as an announcer, he had to do all the transit crews. So he's there 90% of the time. Yeah. And even he'll show up in Shadows of Evil. It's just like, so I can understand.
He really has been on every
right?
Map. Yeah.
And so I start to see why this role means so much, because this man has a journey, and as you know that Craig Houston is not only he has it linear the way the script's written up, but he's telling them where these characters are going to a certain point to get the correct character motivations. And Rick Toffin's this weight of the world character, someone that was bathed in hate and turned to evil and corrupted, that now goes like, I need to save my friends. I know that I'm going to die in all these universes, but I have the weight of all these that could be fun. And maybe that's what's resonated with him, is just this like character that went from just an asshole really to something that people is a fan favorite and people love him even as he gets crazy. So
I wonder if that'll be culture shock for newer players though. Like,
it's
the same names and everything, the same voice actor, but it's completely different personality, really.
Nah, because it wasn't that big a deal in Chronicles.
No. But wait, let's flip. Go back.
We have such a distance now.
Chronicles was toned. Now go back to Origins. They became boring to us in Origins because we were so used to Ultimates. And they would swear, they would scream, they were literally insane leading up to that. And what we got in Origins, we're like, these are way too toned down. Now people have forgotten about Ultimates, or that's who they remember. So if they go over the top in 5, I can absolutely see what you're saying, Quinn, that people are gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
It's not only that, it's the fact that both crews are going to be on the same game on release. Like, someone who's just picking up Black Ops 4, they're going to be like, wait, these are the same characters, but why do they act completely differently between... Like, Takio especially, oh my god, he's probably the biggest difference between the two.
Well, Takio goes from... Takio's stale in Ultimus, but then in Primus, he's really interesting.
I think he's the best. He's my favorite change overall.
So, when they say it's Ultimus, does that necessarily mean it's Ultimus? Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I don't.
Okay, here we go. Let me read this comment. All right. So this guy wrote this last night. I had to screenshot it. I was just like, dude, My dude, actually, I'll read it first and I'll put it on screen for you guys. Okay. So, Topher Titan, my man, he goes, there's enough evidence to support that in the new classified map, we will be playing as Ultimus with one exception. Rather than having Dr. Richtofen on the crew, we will instead have Dr. Gersh. Let me list the reasons. First, Dr. Monty's new radio on Ascension says that Dr. Gersh used to travel with the other three while Richtofen was off somewhere at the time. Secondly, on the Ascension poster release for Black Ops, Dr. Gersh was there instead of Richtofen. Also, Takio was holding the Winter's Howl, which can only be found on the map 5. In other words, they were returning from 5 and headed to Ascension. This would also explain why Richtofen is the only one wearing a spacesuit on the map Ascension. He was on Moon while the other guys were at 5. Reason number 3, in Kino der Toten, there are 5 portraits, with Richtofen being the predominant one. The silhouette man in the 5th picture is Dr. Gersh. He's bald, and he's missing because he's hit dimensional distortion. As a side note, Dr. Gersh is essentially set outside the whole story of floating through the ether. He realizes when the concurrence is happening, and he is an important part of the Ascension Protocol in Gorod Krovi, which is why the quote from Shadows of Evil says, the Formless One will be their downfall, but that's a whole nother idea, he says. So toward the end, he starts going a little more, but that explains the suit from Ascension, why the Zombie Chronicles radio was changed in 5. You used to pick up the phone in Ascension, you would hear the 5 crew. Now, it's no longer. It's the Ultimus crew you hear in Ascension for the 5 phone. And on top of that, you have McNamara's radio that got changed in Revelations during a fracture. So very much, I think we're getting the Ultimus crew minus Richtofen.
I'm not sold on this.
I think it's
a really good idea, and what it does is it plays perfectly with the poster, the original Ascension poster.
Yes.
And then in addition to that, it also plays really well with the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue is the timeline, in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, so in the timeline, Richtofen and all them, they go together from Kino to Ascension. So it's to me, it's I think when Richtofen goes off and does his own thing, or if anything, it could very well be that Gersh goes with the rest of the Ultimus crew and Richtofen is off doing his own thing. But I think it's in an alternate universe not seen on the timeline, if anything.
Okay. And that's where I think this 5.
So I don't. But then I don't think it would play in directly to Richtofen having the suit on Ascension because it's a different universe.
I'm not so sold on that.
Yeah, well, it's complicated.
Yeah, it is, because at the panel, like he keeps emphasizing, the maps we play are not in the order that we play them. 9 and Voyage of Despair are only the most recent examples of. Those aren't the beginning. Like when our characters first meet, we might get that map as DLC 3. These are just important aspects of the timeline. They're no longer giving us maps in order like they would have in the past. So now as they're rewriting everything, going back in the day, so now we're going to have that classic, like, how did we not realize this? It's because they're revising it as they go. This is supposed to be a prequel to 5 and how 5 got that way, which has me worried that we're just going to get a reskinned 5 instead of a reimagined 5.
Well, what I'm worried about now, and not because I think it's a prequel, but because it's a Chronicles map.
Yes.
Like as if it exists in the summoning key or something.
Ooh,
because
good point.
So this is just assuming that Chronicles maps are in the summoning key. We don't really know.
Yep.
But so you have these Chronicle maps. And so there's Chronicles Ascension, which features the Ascension characters, or which features the Ultimus crew, and that would explain then if Classified is a Chronicles map and it has the Ultimus crew just playing basic 5, why they would be on the telephone, because they kind of exist in that same bubble.
Yes.
But then again, just the fact that the map is called Classified makes me think that it's not just a remake or a remaster.
Exactly.
Because when they remaster, they generally have the same name. Like, they didn't rename Kino or Shang or Ascension. They have the same names. This is Classified. This is a new map with a new story.
And there's a new art style. He made a point to say that this is definitely going to be different than what we originally saw in the original 5 map. We also got to take into account that we have the Richtofen portrait in 5 and the Dempsey one hidden.
Well, when I was playing 5 the other day, there were a few things that just kind of popped out to me that I was like, this is what I want an answer to. I want closure on. And the first thing is the Richtofen poster, as well as the blank poster. What?
Yeah, the blank poster for sure. And that's why the Gersh thing fits in so well. But the Richtofen one, I saw a post on the Reddit last night where a guy really, if they chose this direction, that's it. Where it was explained, especially in the Black Ops 1 server, when they battled at Derice over stealing the scientists and all the stuff, all they did was just take a portrait of Richtofen. They just seized the asset, and because they're using all the 935 research and all that type of stuff, I mean, Pack-a-Punch is 5 feet away, and they probably stole Richtofen's research to make it, so it makes sense that he would have just seized the portrait. Mm-hmm. But why hang it on the wall in the Pentagon and all that type of stuff in the war room? Very valiant.
Another thought I want is so the Thunder Gun just kind of laying on in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first question is, how do the Americans get their hands on the Thunder Gun? Doesn't quite make sense. And then
Project Mercury and Ascension.
Yeah, but like the Russians wouldn't be sharing their technology with the Americans.
But remember, it's split from Derice. There was a Derice massacre where both the Americans and the Russians fought over all the technology at Derice.
Yeah.
And then they took all that away.
Yeah, but the Thunder Gun is a Russian weapon.
Okay, based off the research they got at Derice, though.
Yeah, and I know that, but like,
okay.
Like you're talking, but you got to remember this is the Cold War.
Right,
They both are not. Like, they're not talking.
But there's gonna be spies. Remember?
Yeah, there could be spies. What I would like is that, say they come from Kino and go to 5 and bring the Thunder Gun with them and leave it there. That's how it ends up. I'm gonna make I made a video today that I'm uploading later in the week. Why I think the Thunder
that would
Gun.
Make sense.
I'm making a video explaining why I think the Thunder Gun should be in classified. Just as like I think this would be.
Story-wise, sure, but God, I don't want.
No thanks.
I don't want the Wunderwaffe or the Winter's Howl or the Thunder Gun. They could do if they do the Winter's Howl and they do like what they should do is they should do like that prototype version of the Winter's Howl. Do you guys remember that?
That would also be another cool thought. Whereas if they have the prototype version of the Winter's Howl, maybe you finish it.
John, you piece of shit! You're an embarrassment to our family.
Like the full models, like in the files and everything. Like, why not do that? Like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the Wunderwaffe though. I don't ever want to see either of those again, ever. Like, I'm done.
I would be cool at the end, like I described in the past. With there's one instance I want to see Wonder Weapons back. I'm with you. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same ones, but I think an end game where just like if there's ever a situation where it's kind of like Halo Reach, where you have a last stand and zombies are coming at you and you need to survive for like 2 minutes, right? And you're protecting something for an Easter egg and whatnot. I love this idea of like these lockers behind you flipping with every Wonder Weapon ever in zombies, and then you
like
pick
the button that Kennedy hits and all the weapons flip around.
Yeah, kind of like that, and then you just have every Wonder Weapon as you have to, but every special effect that's being thrown at you, you have to use everything to try and defend yourself for 2 minutes. That would be
so cool, like the
well, you know what I loved.
The boss battle thing from Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, very similar
all on the
to
wall,
that.
And you can just
You know what I love
like
though
in-map,
about
in-game, but very similar to that. Yes.
You know what I love though about 5 after replaying it? The Pack-a-Punch room. So when you're in there and then like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the door opens and the whole horde is there.
Yeah, it comes in.
Like what if you incorporated that way? So the door opens and all the zombies are there and you have the weapons on the wall behind you that you can grab. I'm really actually excited for that room in Black Ops 4. Because like so in Black Ops 3,
camp in there.
Yeah, because you can't camp in Black Ops 2 very long. Or Black Ops 1, you just don't have the firepower.
You can with multiple people, not solo.
Yeah, but you also can't go very far with multiple people too.
I got to 28 camping in Pack-a-Punch with my friends.
Okay. Well,
relatively far. That's
just
not very
imagine,
far
just imagine with say the Black Ops 3 firepower, which I imagine a lot of it would come over into Black Ops 4. Then it could be doable to like 40.
I agree. John's so popular tonight. So popular. I wish I was as popular as John.
It's tough being this popular.
I mean, I know you guys are. I just hope gameplay-wise it's something different. Yeah. I am excited because, like, I think I mentioned this in your stream, John. Like, I feel like the concept of that map is its strongest like suit. Like, you have the presidents, you're in the Pentagon. A lot of the other things really weren't.
5 is a map that's executed really poorly. It doesn't
I think I still like it because it rides on how great the concept alone is. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it rides on the concept well enough. Like the map is very dark. Especially when
I don't think it's well done. I just think the concept is so strong I can still enjoy it, like feeling like, you know.
I get what you're saying, Quinn, 100%.
To me, I feel like the concept just gets bogged down a little. Like you're in the Pentagon, but there isn't that much.
He's saying it carries
it does. I'm just saying, yeah. That's the only reason that
like
map.
I originally I think it's a garbage map, and even still, I'm almost getting numb now to having opinions on the internet because everyone keeps telling me how what I enjoy isn't correct. So 5, I've never liked 5. I don't find it as that much a very interesting map. I had more fun on Little Robots, like mod he did back in the day on that map, or like Nova 6 or whatever it was. That was more fun than what I originally played all those years when it was just normal before the zombie community got so big. It's like, to me, the presidents were the only reason to play it, so we could hear these ridiculous impersonations of Castro, Nixon, and JFK, and then make fun of McNamara because no one wanted to hear his whiny bitch talk. So
Yeah, well,
by the way, that's probably why he was the only one they got in the radios, because he's
I don't know. I always like the
someone told me that the other
map,
day that he was a shadow man.
The theme, yeah. I mean, you're
like just outside of the
that's
presidents themselves. Like downstairs, you have the labs, and
I have more fun no clipping that map than playing it.
But the lab is bland too, though. Like you have, so
no,
you have
let's
3...
think how huge they could make that, and how deep
if they did it now, they do it so much better. But like you go down there now, and clip around, there really isn't that much. There's actually a lot. I was no clipping in it today. There's actually a lot of areas that just aren't available to you, like relatively large rooms.
Think about all.
There's a whole like massive server room. It's like why the hell is this room so big?
That you just mentioned, you can go in that room. That's part of the Easter egg. It's all like fully.
Yeah.
They built up a lot. Well, I think what it was they built a lot of it from the campaign.
Yeah, exactly. They just borrowed the assets from the campaign. As Jason described, that's typically what they did in the past. It was like, oh, you got any leftovers? I did my no clipping in my Let's Explore series. I ran all around there, all the stuff in the back. You see the little models and stuff, and
it's stuff you can stand on top of too.
Yeah,
like you don't fall through it.
It's all there. It's all actually. It's not textured. They have a different hitboxes. No.
Yeah, well, it's just the fact that you can walk on it. Like there's parts of maps that are decorated, but as soon as you cancel out no clip, you fall right through the floor.
Right.
Like that wasn't happening in those parts of the room.
So there's just really, it's exciting how much there is to talk about with 5 and
I just wish those labs were bigger and just had more stuff in them. Like the Thunder Gun was cool, the Winter's How is cool.
Cool to see.
But then outside of that, there really isn't much. Okay, I guess you have that pig that you can shoot. There's like 2 or 3 bodies.
The pig raises that map at like 2 points.
To me, it's like when it's like, all right, I'm in the Pentagon's secret underground lab. Like there should be all sorts of juicy shit around each corner. You know,
okay.
Like where is Nick Cage in the President's Book of Secrets?
Okay, wait. So I like the details they have to the testing of the Winter's Howl. You can see where weapons are being tested throughout there. You have tons of bodies being put in barriers just out of eyesight, where you see all the experiments that on the people. They're in these body bags and being buried just out of eyesight everywhere. There's a prototype MTD on that map. Did you find that?
Is there?
Yeah, and they used to have a 935 logo on blood on the wall, but they took that out in a patch for whatever reason.
I know they have like Nazi barrels.
That picture anywhere.
They have Nazi barrels. Are you sure the prototype MPD?
Yes, 100%. I can actually get the picture up right now. I'll send it to you. I took the picture recently.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, and the blueprints are all there. You have a ray gun being put together on the same table. So they had tons of that, but it's in the windows. That's why. It's just outside of iShot. Where's 5? MTD. Where are you, my buddy? That's Dempsey Portrait. There it is. It is number... Oh, I labeled it. You suck, Reed. How much time we got, Quinn? Not long, right?
We're 48 minutes in.
7 minutes?
7
We got to
minutes.
go? You got to stream at 9.
Oh,
I mean, we'll finish this and then I'll stream. I mean,
okay.
I'll go for
there
an
you
hour.
Go. Okay, we'll hit the hour mark and then we'll talk about the other topics afterwards because we have so much to talk about still with E3, the games we liked, and Jason's comments about the Ether storyline ending. That's going to take way more to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what was an interesting theory about the story ending? So if Primus is first, and now we're wrapping up the Ether storyline. Yeah. And we're going to start playing as Ultimus. Ultimus means last. So what if it's Primus will fail because it's the Ultimus crew who completes it all?
I have wanted that since they called them Primus. I love that idea so much because it's, that's a beautiful, it started and then they're going to end it, right? And these are the guys, especially if they come around, it's like, that's so cool to see them redeem themselves from being so corrupted and messed up. Did you see the image, by the way, John?
Yeah, it was kind of blurry. I didn't get a good look at it.
I have it on
looking
screen.
at it. Okay, now I see. Oh, geez, how did I not?
So the ray gun's just to the right. It's not actually on screen right now, but the MTD's right there.
They do have
They
Nova
have the
5.
Nova Crawler cases back there.
Oh, I was
they
convinced.
Have the rocket back.
I was convinced there was no Nova crawlers on that map.
Yeah, no, they're there. They're all there.
Hmm.
You got that. So there's the MTD. There's rocket plans in the background that was hinting toward Ascension. They actually
didn't you just play it, John?
Yeah, and I was
it's in a window.
It's
in a window.
I was trying.
Or didn't you just say no Nova crawlers at all? I mean,
I was trying to mod the Thunder Gun into 5 today.
What?
You said there were no Nova crawlers, but
Yeah, I thought
canisters?
there were. I mean, so
no Nova Crawler canisters, right?
Yeah, I see them in that picture though.
Right, but there's Nova Crawler.
There's someone in my door.
There. Yeah,
I didn't think there were canisters, and I was gonna suggest that
there's Nova Crawlers on the map. That's all we're saying. You kept saying there's no Nova Crawlers.
I was gonna suggest that the crawlers come from Kino, because those two maps are linked.
It's Nova 6. They come from Nova 6.
Yeah, I know that now, but
not. We got our hands on it because of campaign and whatnot. So
we lost the Quinn video.
Yeah, well, because he has to. There's a person he had to go answer, so no big deal. Just like you had to do that. Everyone's busy. Look at this. This is the hour to get everybody involved. So we could make a quick comment because we're got to be wrapping up soon. How many minutes do we have left?
We have 9 minutes.
9 minutes. So we can touch on the Black Ops Season Pass, right? Or the Black Ops Pass is what it's called, and how you feel about all this type of stuff.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the lack of DLC packs.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you need DLC packs in order to generate hype. It's like when we sell products. We sell them in limited runs because that's the most effective way. They could be available all year.
Yeah.
But they would sell, or they could be available for like 2 months, but they would sell better if they're available for 2 weeks and then gone.
Right.
Like in Modern Warfare 3, I felt like they would drop a new map every month. And it would have a little bit of fanfare, but then like the DLC map would come out, and it would no longer have that same hype because everybody had already played it. And I worry they lose that hype with this new Black Ops Pass.
Interesting.
That's my only concern.
How do you feel about the Black Ops Pass, Quinn? We only have 8 minutes left, so.
I'm concerned here about. Honestly, just the announcement of 5, and then the announcement of what this Black Ops Pass is going to be.
Right.
Prior to this, we were thinking maybe 2 maps of DLC. I still think that might be a possibility, to be honest.
Too. I really am hoping for that.
But what I'm concerned about is now they're telling us that this 5 is a prequel, and we know that Blood of the Dead's a straight remake, and that also might be a prequel.
Yep.
Does that? I mean, that now that's really pointing towards we might just get these 2 maps, and then the DLC season is.
Just the new guys.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Like, there's not enough. You can't with 4 maps tell 2 stories. You can barely tell 1 story with 4 maps.
No, if it's 4 maps, we're definitely fucked. But I'm not convinced it is.
I'm good. I'm glad you're holding out right now. I'm just kind of, I'm not leading any way now. I'm just like, oh boy, 4 zombies experiences. That's typical marketing mumbo jumbo. But then again, we could still have Chronicles, like we talked about, a Transit Chronicles map coming up. We could still have other specialty DLCs.
The big thing is
we still don't know. We still don't know what this Black Ops Pass is, though.
The keyword is experience. Like,
we don't know that this Black Ops Pass is the full year pass.
True.
They might be doing something completely different. This Black Ops Pass might cover maybe that's a big part of the reason they're launching this game early, so they can do like seasons. Like Fortnite does. So this is one season, this Black Ops Pass, and they do another pass, whatever they decide to name that.
How much is the Black Ops Pass?
$50 or $60, is it?
You can't even buy it by itself right now.
No, they said eventually they're going to let you, but not until after launch, which is shitty.
It's kind of ridiculous, though, that you can't get any of the DLC without the pass. I don't understand that decision.
I don't think they're gonna stick to their guns on that either.
No way.
Everybody had a panic yesterday, and I'm like, that's probably just something they're saying. They probably didn't even mean to put it that way. That is how it came off, but
100%.
There's no way they stick to their guns on that.
No.
There's no way in hell.
It's such a bad financial decision too. Even when they're selling maps individually now, it's just all about the timing though. They're trying to force you, like, if you want to play it immediately, you got to buy the most expensive versions. But
if you held out and maybe they released these maps by themselves, you already held out for 6 months.
Yep.
They might be able to finally convince you when it's $5 cheaper. That's why they time it that way. They stagger it. But like right now, I think the way they did, like, honestly, I am so sick of complaining and people complaining
Yeah.
But I will agree with people on the way they did the Back in Black maps for Black Ops 3.
Oh yes,
It's
I want to get into
stupid.
That.
It's so dumb.
bad.
I don't want to pre-order right now because I want the big version.
Yep,
so there's no way I can get it unless I just buy 2 copies of the game. There's no way I can get it. Like
I think the argument is you call GameStop or whoever and you ask to upgrade your pre-order though.
That's the thing. You can't get those maps. You can't. But John, you can't get those maps unless you do it digitally.
Well, I know. I'm kind of annoyed right. I'm annoyed right now about the GameStop exclusive because what I've realized is that in October, the Pro Edition is whichever one comes with the tin can.
No.
Yeah, that's a GameStop.
There is a GameStop exclusive version. There's like a specialist version.
Whichever one is the most expensive is the GameStop exclusive. And what annoys me about that is not that specific version, but if they do have a big like prestige edition, with our quick revive washing machine,
which they will.
Comic-Con,
I've got to go. So I've got to my GameStop is 3.5 hours away in State College, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So
here we go.
Like
I don't
know what I'm gonna do.
I don't think they'll do one of those exclusive.
Like in October, I won't be living in Philadelphia. I'll be at school, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
If they do a zombie, it'll be online. They're not gonna do 2 different GameStop exclusive versions.
But typically each GameStop only get like for the Juggernog fridge, each GameStop only got 1 or 2.
But you could buy those on Amazon too, John.
Hey,
those were sold on Amazon as well. They sold, they were. That's where
they were on
they
Amazon.
sold out like instantly.
Yep.
But they go really quickly. Like I was lucky in the sense that like nobody in my area had claimed the one at my GameStop, so I drove over and put $5 down for it.
They made me put $60 down for the Super Edition at my GameStop.
Yeah,
people are theorizing that this zombie version, they might do what some games have been doing, and this whole huge version might not even come with the game. Like it might just.
Oh, that would be shit.
That's what people are thinking they might try
to do
now.
If the huge version doesn't come with the game, and then the big prize isn't that great, I'm not gonna get it.
Right. No, honestly, if this zombie version, like if whatever the
pre-order
item is, if it's not like something like quality and neat, I'm not gonna bother. Like
I'm gonna
be honest. I know people will disagree with me here. I would rather they do something like $300 that's really nice and really cool than do like a $150 version. It's some plastic piece of crap.
I don't even want like a replica. Like if it's some like big like foot tall statue of Richtofen or something, I don't really want that.
To collect us.
They love to do statues for pre-order bonuses. I don't want that. I want something I can use like a fridge.
I was actually thinking about buying that Fallout 76 one. I know my GameStop would have been able to pre-order that thing, and it's a fully working helmet. It's actually made by a professional prop guy, but just like it's the suit they normally wear in the Fallout armor, the power armor suit. You have a fully functioning helmet. What the hell do I need that for?
Didn't they do like
incredible.
The wristband?
They did. They're actually building the whole outfit now, a 1-to-1 version that you'll eventually be able to buy. A 1-to-1 power. Tested just had a video interviewing the guy that made it at E3, and it was incredible to see all that. But just like, why? Like that's what I feel with Treyarch. You gotta give me something. Though every year I bought it. Like I had the dumb quad rotor RCXD card and fridge. So what are they
Treyarch does a good.
Year?
I thought Treyarch did a good job with this.
They do, but it sits there. To be fair, I'm not a child.
No, those ones I would have never bought. I mean, when I was a kid, I probably would have been like, "Oh my god, RCXD." What's the little flying thing? The dragonfly.
The quad rotor was actually, right before the drone craze.
The better thing, the quad rotor wasn't as cool as the freaking care package you got in the care package edition. I have a care package in my basement. I just store things in. It's great. I think that's pretty cool.
I still love my fridge. I want to do a whole podcast dedicated to my Juggernog fridge.
They did say something you can use, so it's not going to be a statue. Like
it's definitely going to be a washing machine.
I guess you can use a statue. I don't know what the hell you'd use it for, but you know what I mean. Like
murder.
I think when he said that, he meant like something practical. Like
it's going to be vapes.
Like a loofah or something.
Oh Jesus, Vape Nation, John.
It's going to be for the.
We didn't even get into the vapes. We'll talk about that next.
That'll be for episode 110.
What did I want to
have to wait a whole week?
The BO4 pre-orders. Where did I save that stuff? Is it in the downloads? I know it's somewhere around here. I just use those assets for, was it work in progress? Because it's special editions. I have all the special editions somewhere around here. Here we are. And I can send you guys the edition.
Well, they already announced the specialist edition, and that comes with some kind of statue, but they haven't announced what that is. Did you see that one?
No. How are there so many? Okay, so there's the digital enhanced edition, the digital deluxe edition, the standard edition. Now you're telling me there's even more of these?
Which
Let's
one?
see if I can find. I have the picture of the specialist edition.
Which one
here
comes
somewhere.
with the John that goes
Here,
on the back?
I have the Pro edition. How? Okay, here's the 4th edition of the game. And then you're telling me there's a specialist edition.
Yeah,
there's
let's
at least
see.
5 editions already announced for this freaking game.
See if I can find the
not
picture.
to mention the Quick Revive washing machine edition.
Man, I would unironically buy that, and I would wash all my clothes in it.
But
Tide Pods?
it's a hand washing machine.
I mean, look at this.
Like
I
know
don't
those
even,
what are
no
those
price
boards
on
that
this.
people used to use like in like the 1800s?
They give you a scrubbing board
yeah,
too.
what is that called?
The board,
the
the
board.
washboard. It's
Yeah,
just
the
a washboard.
Okay, they give you a Quick Revive. It's just a washboard with Quick Revive's logo painted on it.
I'm trying to find this picture. Like they had like the, here it is, right here. The specialist edition. It's sending right now.
Okay. Oh my God. See, I have a Pro edition.
Comes with a 5-inch statue.
Is there anybody that cares about these specialist
Jeez, there's
characters
so
and their
many. Oh my
stories?
God.
Jesus. I cannot believe you have a specialist edition.
There's already 5 editions, and there's definitely a
Holy
zombie
shit.
one coming too.
What are they thinking?
This one's an EB Games exclusive. So John, if you're pissed you don't have an EB Games nearby,
I don't think I
They're
do.
bought-
I thought
yeah,
EB Games
they got
went
bought
on.
out. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, what the
Oh
hell?
oh maybe
God.
maybe
What
that's
the-
how EB is.
What the hell are you looking at?
Look at
Scroll
look
up,
at, he's got
man.
this EB Games edition. Look at that custom steel cage 5-inch statue, plus digital items. The beta's in August, by the way. And then we have a Pro edition, a Specialist edition, a Digital Deluxe, an Enhanced Digital Deluxe, a Standard edition.
Why would anyone order the Pro?
Holy
Like what?
shit.
What's the benefit there? Like
You get your patches and your
who
art.
wants
Ah.
patches and
You have me.
collectible
You
art
have me
cards
now
in a
on
pop
the.
socket?
You have me now on the EB Games Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they still exist. They're a division of GameStop.
Yeah, read.
What I found more interesting is that they were founded in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, which is like 20 minutes from me. But like King of Prussia is like the biggest mall in America. So
You're talking about having Ben Franklin. You have EB Games, John. EB Games.
EB Games straight
What
out
is
of the
this
King of
world?
Prussia. Who
And
knew
we're
the
gonna
King of
have
Prussia
the
mall?
zombie edition. There's who in the marketing department said yes, let's have 6 editions. Who approved of that?
I mean, it seems like every year they do more. Like,
This is the most I've ever experienced.
but
No.
I don't know who.
In
I feel like
recent memory.
nobody's ordering these top 2 versions right now because, or at least no zombie.
would you?
Like, doesn't every zombie
Yeah.
fan want to hold out and see what
Every
they're gonna-
zombies fan
Yep.
has to be holding out.
I hope they. I know. This sounds horrible. I hope they do something like really really nice. I don't care if it costs money. I don't want to pay $200 for some
I know.
plastic piece of crap. I'd rather
I
play
agree.
more
I agree.
and have something nice. Like
Right. I'll grant it to you. Everything we've gotten is nice from Treyarch.
I don't know what
Like,
they
the
could do
stuff-
nicer than a fridge though. That wouldn't be more than because
Yeah.
the fridge one was only $200. So
That was great. I can't believe how
it's either gonna have to be
cost-effective
more, or it's probably gonna be junk. Like I don't know what they could do for around 200 that would top
Well,
the fridge.
If it's a if it's a bubblegum machine, that's gonna be kind of crap. Because you can
Yeah.
get those for
Well,
like $5
maybe.
If
at
it was
Five
like
Below.
super well done, it would be cool. Like
exactly.
if it was like
And I think they might be, especially if they're outsourcing to the same people or similar people that Bethesda did. He started talking about the process. He's just like, what we would need to make, if we make it in America, right? It costs us like $10,000 per item just for the parts to do that type of stuff. In China, it's pennies on the dollar. So then we get it from China, and then we take our artists, and then we specialize it, and we do everything we are here, and then that's how you get your final price. And it just like, he's like, you can't find a screw. On the he was going really into the detail, the guy who makes the Fallout helmet, that I hate it when you have like a Fisher Price toy, or especially you see a screw on there. It's just like, it's cheap, and now it looks like plastic. I wanted to make something that was real. It was exceptional. It was 1-to-1. I got the models. I worked with the people that 3D designed it. We wanted this to be the best it could be.
I
I
if they did a
refuse to
Galaga
buy a
machine-
pre-order bonus not made in America.
I bet you would go for the Gobblegum machine if they did like a real like metal lot, like the
Especially
lion
if
head
it's
was
like
made out of
8
real
feet
metal.
tall, or not
No,
8
but it
feet,
won't
but
be.
like
It'll be
3
made of
feet
it'll be
tall.
made of plastic, Quinn.
Like if it was some
It's
cheap
like
little
2 feet
plastic like
tall.
tabletop thing, then I agree. What the hell's the point?
Yeah.
But if they did like a God, the chance of it being actually made out of metal is probably
What I think I really want is just something that I can use a lot and like regularly, like a bubblegum machine. Once I eat all the gum, I'll never touch again.
But how many things do you use a lot?
Even
That's
then,
the thing, like,
I use my Juggernog fridge all the time.
Yeah,
I don't
You know-
that's what I'm
you know
saying,
I
there
have a
are-
hard on
I don't
for my
think there are
Juggernaut
many
fridge.
other options. I don't think there's many other options.
Well,
that are,
I
super
currently don't
practical.
own a washing machine,
Computer?
so I could use a washing machine.
Like, well, seriously though, I don't have any ideas. Like, I think the gobblegum machine's probably the most likely thing.
Or a ray
Imagine,
gun
I bet-
replica, but that's just a toy that's gonna collect on the shelf.
It's just gonna
Nerf
sit
gun.
there. What the hell am I gonna do with the ray gun replica? I'll get it. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Into the closet. Find
Yep.
it 2 years later. I smashed something on it by accident. Broken a million pieces. Like, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts. Give me another appliance. Like
I want a speed
about
cola.
old
I want a
man,
speed
right?
cola toaster.
Think
I would
about
take a toaster or a microwave, but you can't give a microwave to a bunch of little kids.
no.
So,
Even
what
though
could
this is
you-
again 17 plus, you're buying. It's funny because like kids buy this, so you want to gear it toward toys. So kids want to buy the toy, like almost a McDonald's meal, Happy Meal. But then on the other hand, it's an
How old
adult
you,
game, and like the age group of like even us for us is just like, give me appliances. This is ridiculous. Some like 12-year-old kid right now is like, I would take a ray gun in a second. Fuck both of you. Fuck all of you.
I think this is.
And
I
we're
think.
sitting
I
here
think this
like,
is the adults versus the kids, where it's like, oh, you
Give
give
me
you give me
appliances,
you give me
goddammit.
you give me a blender. Oh, great! Now I don't have to buy a blender. Perfect.
it's actually so funny. Like we're so out of touch on this. Like we are and we aren't.
I
Because
really
it's
did
like-
just say that, didn't I? I
You
said, give
did.
me appliances.
Think about
Yeah.
that.
These are like wedding gifts.
Has an RCXD car. That thing functions great. You have something that a kid loves and can spin around and harass things on the neighborhood. People love that stuff at that age, right? And we're here like fridge, washing machine, dishwasher.
Well, this is like for so one of my absolute favorite. One of my absolute favorite Christmas gifts I've ever gotten is just a pair of really nice gloves, like winter gloves. And it's like,
Oh, God.
like how
Those are the best
old
gifts,
am
those
I?
things you
Or
can
like
use.
I really appreciate it when I get a nice pair of socks for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like how old am I now to the point where like I don't want like
feel
toys or
that,
shit like
dude.
that. I want socks and gloves.
No, I
Yep.
appreciate stuff like that way more than money, because then I'm like, oh,
Yep.
now I don't have to go buy it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's-
because like it's not just that, but it's like I would have never thought to go out and buy myself a nice pair of gloves. But now that I have them, I'm so appreciative of them.
Absolutely. Oh, we're so old. It's the worst. Like I have tools.
We're so
I ask for
old and we're
tools
20
now.
years old.
I know. I think because of the way the
Oh,
information works
Treyarch,
these days,
I want
we age quicker.
I
Alright,
want a
fuck the
speed
teeth
coal.
thing
I want
now,
a
alright.
I want a double tap drill. Because last school year I stole my
tap drill.
last year I stole my dad's drill for like 6 months.
Absolutely.
And then like
not.
winter
No, they-
winter
Yeah,
break
could you
come
imagine
winter
the
break.
liability on a
They
drill?
like get a partnership with DeWalt, just do a full power tool line. Got Speed Cola, Juggernaut. Oh my god.
I want a power drill. Last Christmas, so I stole my dad's drill for like 6 months, and then when I was
Yeah.
coming home for Christmas, he was like, "Yeah, make sure you remember to bring my drill home." I'm like, I was hoping
They
you,
could really do
I was
some
hoping you
like
forgot
clever
that I
themes,
stole
though.
that.
They
Couldn't they
could.
do like a double tap jackhammer, like a Deadshot
Oh,
daiquiri
man.
hammer? Like they could do like
Oh man.
Treyarch.
Oh man.
There's a lot of money to be made here. You're leaving a lot of money on the table right now.
Treyarch, you're saving me from buying home appliances.
Dude, they need to Disneyfy it, but for like adults and home appliances and like hardware. Like Disney and Star Wars make toys for everything. That merch is on all that shit. It's disgusting.
You're gonna come to
They
my
gotta
house.
do it for zombies.
You're gonna come to my house in like 30 years, and all of my appliances are just gonna be Call of Duty branded. I'll have like my Speed Cola blender, my Quick Revive
Oh my
washing
God.
machine, my Juggernog fridge, my double tap DeWalt power drill, my PhD flopper branded light bulbs.
There's gotta be good ones. In the comments, I really want to hear you guys come up with some more like zombie branded appliances and hardware. There's gotta be so many good ones out there. Oh, I feel like that's almost endless. It's so
I have my
shameless.
I have my Deadshot daiquiri French doors that open up at the front of my home.
This is my Group 935 facility, otherwise known as my house. It's Group 935 themed. This is my apartment.
I don't actually own real stuff. I just own Call of Duty branded appliances.
I just keep pre-ordering every year, and they've paid for my life. Okay, Quinn has to go stream, so we're gonna continue this next week. We'll talk more about our favorite games in E3, the E3 storyline ending. There was even more goodies to talk about. What was it? The vapors. We didn't even touch on that. Jesus. And take a little more bitching and moaning about the Black Ops season pass because we didn't really get to dive into that as much as we wanted to as well. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks for your patience. We're overseas. We hope to see you real soon. Enjoy the videos while we're gone. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.